Hello and welcome back to my video. This is your weekly team selection video where I'll be taking you through my thought processes for the upcoming double game week. I will be discussing my transfer plans, captain picks, and the reasons behind my selections. If you missed out on my buy sell keep avoid video, be sure to watch it later. It will be on screen at the end. Before we dive into the team for the upcoming game week, let's take a quick look at my game week 22 scores. I scored 91 points, which resulted in a 200k rank increase, bringing me up to 480k overall. My wildcard came in handy as I brought in some key players such as Bruno, Mitoma, and Kepa in goal. I did decide to leave Kane on the bench since he was playing City and lost 8 points because of that decision, but we go again next week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use my triple captain chip on Rashford as I had used my wildcard, but hopefully all my viewers did end up using it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you did use a triple captain on Rashford. Now that we have a good understanding of how my team performed last game week, let's move on to selecting the team for the next one. For a goalkeeper, I have decided to go with Ederson. Although Kepa has been in great form, picking up 29 points in the last 3 games and topping the keepers list for points since the restart, I am taking a gamble on Ederson. He has a double game week, and we all know that City is historically known for the high standard of keeping a clean sheet. While there is always a chance of a mistake or a brilliant goal from the opposition, I am hoping that Ederson will end up with more points than Kepa, who faces West Ham away from home this game week. For our defense, I'm opting for a Newcastle double up with Trippier and Botman. Although they had their first goal conceded since the restart last game week, Newcastle traveled to Bournemouth, who have only scored 1 goal since the restart, so there is a good chance for a clean sheet for this one. Trippier tops the defenders list for expected goal involvement since the restart with a whopping 10 big chances created in that time, the most of any player in the league. Botman is in my team mainly because he is the cheapest starter in this Newcastle's defense and he sometimes gets on the end of Trippier's corners, so there is always the possibility of a headed goal. Even though Newcastle's next 3 fixtures include a blank and tough matches against Man City and Liverpool, I will be keeping both of them in my team because of their fixture run after that and the possibility of a double game week in the near future. Completing our defense is Luke Shaw from Man United. Although he didn't keep a clean sheet last game week, he did pick up an assist to end up with 6 points. Since the restart, Shaw has been one of the top defenders with 42 points to his name, placing him second amongst all defenders just behind Trippier with 47. Shaw has 2 easier fixtures coming up against Leeds and Leicester, but I have plans to remove him from my team after these matches. Moving on to the midfield, we have another double up with Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard, both who played twice this game week. Saka is the better pick of the two, but budget constraints could lead you towards Odegaard, who is 1.3 million cheaper. Both players have similar underlying numbers since the restart, being involved in around 30% of Arsenal's expected goal involvements. However, Odegaard has had more direct goal contributions with 6 compared to Saka's 4. Arsenal faces Brentford and Man City at home, with the latter being the easier fixture considering the current form. Brentford have kept 4 clean sheets in 6 games since the restart, while Man City has just kept 2 in that time. One player I do want to talk about since we are talking about Arsenal's midfield is Martinelli. I discussed him in my buy sell keep video where I did say if you do own him, do not sell him this week. Since the restart, he is just 0.3 expected goal involvements behind his teammates, and I don't think that is a significant number to make you use one of your transfers. As mentioned earlier, Marcus Rashford has been in fine form this season and continues to be one of the top midfielders for FPL. He has scored in all but 1 game since the restart, and his run of form has taken him to be the highest scoring midfielder in FPL this season. In his next game, he faces Leeds United away from home, where he has already scored against them in the last game. It remains to be seen if he can make it 2 in a row against the same opponent. Fernandes, like Rashford, has also been outstanding since the restart. He has only blanked in the opening fixture against Forest, but he has been returning points ever since with 3 goals and 3 assists to show for it. He has provided 24 key passes and created 6 big chances since the restart. Moving on to the attack, and we start off with the captain Haaland. Recent news has come out that there has been a breakout between Guardiola and Haaland and thus a dip in performances since the restart. But until that news is confirmed, Haaland is still the best captaincy option in my books. He faces Villa and Arsenal in the double game week and could easily end up with more points than Rashford did last game week. Now on to my third Arsenal player in Nketiah. He does seem to be nailed in the striker position for Arsenal for at least another month, after which Jesus will be back and running for Arsenal in that number 9 position. He has had 7 big chances since the restart, and unlike some of the other players, he has actually managed to convert 4 of them. Lastly, to finish off my 11 is Kane. I benched him last gaming so that I would start Mitoma, and it was a good plus 3 points, but I missed out on an 8-pointer as a result. This game week I have done the opposite, starting Kane and benching Mitoma. This is because I do prefer the Leicester fixture more than the Palace one, since both players have been in similar goal scoring form since the restart. On to my transfer plans, and I will be getting in Mahrez in for Bruno to properly attack the double game week. Mahrez has been involved in 8 big chances since the restart and has played a significant amount of minutes for City since then. He does seem to be nailed currently down the right flank, but with Foden back in training, that spot does seem shaky. I do feel he does feature in both the games and double game week, and he could cause damage if he does. That's it for my team selection video. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next one.